Good afternoon, everyone. Today, we will present to you a case study about upper thigh pain, and we are the group 4A.
So our case study is about an 85-year-old man presented with right medial upper thigh pain and swelling. The imaging revealed a large pseudoaneurysm in the right superficial femoral artery with evidence of rupture. So pseudoaneurysm is also known as a false aneurysm, which occurs when a blood vessel wall is injured and the leaking blood collects in the surrounding tissue. The patient was taken to the operating room for a placement of a Cortex stent graft, and also a Gore-Tex stent graft is a procedure used for persons with aneurysm and pseudoaneurysm. In this case study, his post-operative course was complicated by development of a large hematoma at the surgical site. Also, in addition, a stent graft is a tube made of a thin metal mesh, which is the stent, and covered with a thin polyester fabric, which is the graft. Incision and drainage of the hematoma was surgically performed and fluid from the hematoma was sent to the microbiology section. Next. So for the patient description, for age and gender, 85-year-old man. For symptoms are right medial upper thigh pain and swelling, and others include development of large hematoma, placement of a Gore-Tex stent graft. Next. So for physical examination, there is no stated in the case study. For imaging examination, presence of large pseudoaneurysm in the right superficial femoral artery. And lastly, for the laboratory identification, presence of gray semi-translucent non-lactose fermenting colonies growing on McConkey agar, presence of white-gray bacterial colonies growing on blood agar plate, and presence of gram-negative bacilli using gram staining. Next.
For laboratory identification, first one is the McConkey agar. McConkey agar is both a selective and differential agar which is used for the isolation of gram-negative bacilli and differentiation of lactose fermenters from non-lactose fermenters. Lactose fermenters are those bacteria that produces pink to purple colonies such as E. coli. Next one is that non-lactose fermenters are those bacteria that produces colorless, transparent, or translucent colonies such as Shigella and Salmonella. There are two key ingredients in McConkey agar. These are the lactose for differential and bile salts for selective. It was mentioned earlier that in the McConkey agar there is a presence of gray, semi-translucent, non-lactose fermenting colonies. Next. Second one is the blood agar plate. Blood agar plate is both an enriched and non-selective medium. Enriched because it provides an extra nutrient environment for microbes, and non-selective medium because it supports the growth of a wide range of organisms. Blood agar plate also considers or it is considered as a standard method for the analysis of food samples. It is often used for the preparation of Salmonella typhi antigen. It was mentioned also earlier that the presence of colony in a blood agar plate is white-gray bacterial colonies. Next. For the last one for laboratory identification is the gram stain. Gram staining is a method used to commonly determine the chemical makeup of the cell wall of bacteria. The difference between the gram-positive and gram-negative is that gram-positive bacteria retains the primary stain because of their thicker peptidoglycan wall and teichoic acid. However, for gram-negative bacteria, it loses the primary stain due to the large amount of lipopolysaccharide in their cell wall. So it was, as you can see, it shows a gram-negative bacilli. So it is red. So that's all for laboratory identification.
So let's proceed for the case discussion. Salmonella are motile, gram-negative bacilli that are widely disseminated in nature. Animals such as turtles, lizards, snakes, and birds are associated with salmonella. Salmonella may infect humans via ingestion of contaminated food products that are typically of poultry or dairy origin. Person-to-person transmission may also occur by fecal-oral mouth. Salmonella has multiple virulence factors that allow it to evade the immune system. One of its virulence factors is the polysaccharide capsule that surrounds the O antigen. The O antigen is highly immunogenic, and shielding the O antigen prevents its recognition by antibodies. Additionally, Salmonella can periodically change its H antigen as another protective mechanism against antibodies. Salmonella species was confirmed by mass spectrometry. Another feature helpful in the identification of Salmonella is its ability to produce hydrogen sulfide. Although not performed in this case, Salmonella will produce colonies with black centers when grown on psilocybin deoxycholate agar, a selective agar that has thiosulfate, which Salmonella metabolize to hydrogen sulfide. The bacterial isolates of Salmonella were forwarded to the public health laboratories where serotype is determined based on serologic reactions to O and H antigens. The O antigen is the most external component of LPS, also known as lipopolysaccharide of gram-negative bacteria, and the H antigen is the antigenic determinant that makes up the flagellar subunits. This Salmonella species was identified to be S. enteritidis. Two sets of the patient's blood cultures also grew S. enteritidis.
Additional information for the Salmonella species is that for biochemical features, first one is that in almost every isolate, they do not ferment lactose. So there are non-lactose fermenters. Second one is they are negative for indole, Voges-Proskauer test, phenylalanine diaminase, and urease. The third one is that most Salmonella species produces H2S. It is a major exception in Salmonella paratype which does not produce H2S. And last one is that Salmonella species do not grow in medium containing potassium cyanide. In conclusion, in our case study, is that upper thigh pain is caused by Salmonella enteritidis. I hope you learned something. Thank you and good afternoon.